Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 30 based on novel. So let's start. As the handprint changed, another huge energy handprint appeared, collided with the remaining black mysterious thunderbolt, and finally both were annihilated in a thunderous explosion. On the attic of the Yu family compound, looking at Xiao Yan who had forcibly smashed two thunderbolts, countless people were stunned. In addition to this sluggishness, there was also a bit of excitement that could not be suppressed. How did Lei Yun, who was quite afraid in the hands of pharmacists, become so vulnerable in this kid's hands? Boom! Xiao Yang shattered two black mysterious thunders one after another, and the dark cloud seemed to become even more furious. At the moment, countless black lights flashed, and one after another, lightning broke through the black cloud like a black python, and then smashed one after another fiercely. To Xiao Yang above the wooden house. Looking at the dense black mysterious thunder that fell from the sky, Xiao Yan's eyes flashed with enthusiasm. These years of experience have created his calm personality, but perhaps it is because he will be leaving soon. He seemed extraordinarily arrogant, and it had to be said that the current Xiao Yang just now had a trace of strength and self-confidence that truly belonged to his age. Milky white flames rose up all over Xiao Yang's body. He raised his head and laughed wildly. The laughter resounded like thunder, resounding throughout the Yu family courtyard, and immediately his sleeve robes fluttered fiercely, a majestic column of do qi as wide as a yard, violently violent from within his body. It poured out, and immediately faced the black mysterious lightning that filled the sky without fear. Bang! Huge thunder explosions erupted one after another in the sky, and each explosion would cause a little tremor in the space of this world. In the sky, the black mysterious thunder was overwhelming, and this apocalyptic appearance made people feel a sense of fear from the depths of their souls. Above the wooden house, after fighting against the black mysterious lightning for dozens of times, Xiao Yang's face gradually became pale, and even a trace of blood appeared on the corner of his mouth. Even so, the enthusiasm in his eyes was not at all. Never weakened. No, this mysterious thunder is still too strong now, it has to be weakened. Xiao Yang muttered to himself. The numb power of thunder rapidly flowed through the meridians in the body, causing Xiao Yang's body to feel a sense of weakness, and in the process of resisting, he gradually fell into the disadvantage. Xiao Yang's resistance gradually weakened, but the Dan Lei became more and more violent, and the momentum was as if he would never give up until the pill was broken into pieces. Boom! The black light shone on the heavens and the earth, and a black Dan thunder that was half a jong huge shot out from the dark clouds again. Feeling the power of this black mysterious thunder, Yu and Yueru's expressions changed slightly, their bodies moved, and their majestic fighting chi was about to be rescued, but Xiao Yang's laughter came again from the wooden house. Senior, please keep your hands, these thunderbolts are still useful to me. Xiao Yang also hurriedly said to stop, and finally weakened this mysterious thunderbolt, but he couldn't let it go. The power of heaven and earth is really unpredictable. However, it should be about time. Golden Demon Puppet, now! As soon as Xiao Yang's words to Yu and the others fell, a slightly golden figure appeared in front of Xiao Yang out of thin air, and immediately the slightly golden figure clenched his fist and punched out like this without any fancy. Punching out, that terrifying mysterious thunder actually appeared on the Golden Demon Puppet's fist. It is as if there is a mysterious attraction like a magnet on that fist. There was silence in the sky, one after another astonished gaze, instantly petrified. This puppet can actually absorb the power of thunder. You must know that this is a mysterious thunder, not an ordinary thunder. Xiao Yang shook his head slightly, and immediately started to let the Golden Demon Puppet absorb the power of thunder. At this time, the mysterious thunderbolt obviously did not have the monstrous weather just now, but the number was quite large. But it is a rare supplement. If these weak mysterious thunderbolts are absorbed by the Golden Demon, I wonder if it will be able to reach the step that my master, the Golden Dragon King, said. Comparable to the puppet of a 5-star fighting emperor. Therefore, he sat cross-legged directly on the wooden house and began to observe the situation of the Golden Demon Puppet absorbing the mysterious lightning. Under the control of Xiao Yang's mind, the Golden Demon Puppet stopped, looked up at the black thunderbolt, and then slowly stretched out his palm. For its move, the black thunderbolt not only did not dodge, but instead seemed to be provoked. In general, one after another fierce thunder force was thrown on the Golden Demon Puppet's arm. Lei had just melted into the arm of the Golden Demon Puppet, but the latter's slightly golden body suddenly burst out with a strange suction force which directly sucked the black demon thunder into its body. Middle. Pulling a black thunderbolt into his body, Jin Yaopup's hair immediately stood up like a hedgehog guarding against the enemy, and circles of black thunder and lightning continued to flicker wildly around his body, trembling strangely. The sound came out one after another, and the power of thunder on the surface of the body flowed everywhere, which was extremely harsh. Xiao Yan stared nervously at the golden demon puppet surrounded by black electric flowers. After a while, his eyes also filled with joy. He could feel that the extremely violent thunder power of the mysterious demons was in the golden demon puppet. After frantically raging in the body, it finally gradually merged into its body, and the violent energy infiltrated the muscles of the golden demon puppet and constantly improved its bones. This mysterious thunder was really weakened by his previous offensive, and the remaining power of thunder couldn't help but not destroy the golden demon puppet, and it was even effective against the golden demon puppet. And under this kind of tempering, the golden body of the golden demon puppet became a little darker, and the muscles all over his body trembled, filled with a visual sense of power. The effect is good. One after another, the energy of the mysterious magic thunder was vented from the thunder clouds all over the sky, and finally all of them melted on the body of the golden demon, and then the golden demon was slowly absorbing. Xiao Yan was a little happy. Xiao Yan also knew that when the slightly golden color on the golden demon puppet was completely transformed, it would be the time for the golden demon puppet to evolve. It has truly evolved into a puppet that is comparable to a 5-star fighting emperor. Xiao Yan's little friend is really unexpected. I didn't expect to have such a precious puppet. The third elder also said. It seems that we are worried for nothing. Yu also laughed loudly. At the critical moment just now, he had planned to take action, but Xiao Yan's words made Yu have to believe this young man, but now it seems that Xiao Yan, this kid Yang, didn't mean to be big, but he really had some skills. It's fine. Yueru also sighed in relief. Alchemy has basically been completed. Next, wait for this pill to disappear and then you're done. Xiao Yan also laughed. After twists and turns, he still had to succeed. Time passed by minute. Seeing the increasingly small thundercloud in the sky and the golden demon puppet whose golden light became more and more condensed, Xiao Yan nodded with satisfaction. Boom! After the last trace of gold on Jin Yaopup's body was completely transformed into gold, Dan Lei was about to dissipate. That is... Xiao Yan. Little bastard, you can be considered as letting me find you. Mueller looked at the figure in the sky who was refining medicine pills, and then the man in grey who was with Mueller said bitterly. Above the sky, the raging energy storm finally slowly dissipated after lasting for more than 10 minutes, and as the storm dissipated, this collapsed space gradually completed its self-repair and warmed it up. The sunlight poured down from the sky again, shining on the top of this mountain. As the storm dissipated, all eyes turned to the sky in an instant, only to see a young figure standing in the air, and the previous terrifying energy storm could not be hurt in the slightest. In the sky, sensing the dispersing storm, Xiao Yan's tense body slowly relaxed, his fists clenched, and a numbness spread from his fists. The power of Xian Mole was also somewhat unexpected to him. From the contact just now, Xiao Yan understood that if he hadn't reached the peak of the 3-star Do Di this time, he would rely on the power of different fire and the constant power of different fire. The strength of the ancient ruler, I am afraid its end, it will not be so good. Looking at the golden demon puppet that slowly and invisibly exudes terrifying power in the air, Xiao Yan's face also smiled. My golden demon puppet has finally been tempered. Is this the Dan Lei attracted by the Emperor's medicine pill? It's really powerful. Xiao Yan praised in his heart, but although the power of this mysterious magic thunder was amazing, after being weakened by his own attack, it was absorbed by the golden demon puppet. Obviously, the number was not large, but it finally allowed the golden demon puppet to complete its evolution. Therefore, after the last black thunder was shot from the thunderclouds in the sky, the thick black clouds in the sky also slowly dissipated. Roar! At the moment when the black cloud dissipated, the golden demon puppet below suddenly roared up to the sky, and then its burly body suddenly burst into a dazzling golden luster, and an amazing energy fluctuation surged out of its body. It seems that there is still some gap between the real peak golden demon puppet, but this is true, the current golden demon puppet is also comparable to the powerhouse of the late 4-star fighting emperor. Looking at the terrifying expression in the air, the golden demon puppet of power, although the golden color is dazzling, but if you look closely, there are still some places that are not completely converted into golden color. But this is enough, and if you think about it a few times later, you will be able to reach the real golden demon level. With a plan, Xiao Yan also smacked his lips and then directly put it into the ring, which was a trump card for him in the future. After doing all this, Xiao Yan's eyes also returned to the medicine cauldron. Inside the fiery red medicine cauldron, the dark red medicinal pill saw the dissipating thunderclouds in the sky, as if it had wisdom, and the residual flame in the medicine cauldron instantly emerged into a huge fire dragon, trying to break free from the medicine cauldron. Boom! As the energy fluctuations controlled by the medicinal pill in the medicine cauldron became more and more violent, after arriving, the huge fire dragon whimpered suddenly, and the huge body actually burst open in the eyes of many amazed eyes. The medicine cauldron exploded, the flames flying all over the sky, and then the dark red medicinal pill in the medicine cauldron also broke free from the medicine cauldron and wanted to escape. At the moment when the fire dragon's body swept away violently, the streamer suddenly swept out of its body, and finally, under the cover of those radiating flames, it quickly rushed towards the sky. Want to run? However, just as this stream of light just swept out, Xiao Yan laughed loudly, his body flashed, and he appeared in front of that stream of light like a ghost, his big hand directly facing the latter and grabbed it. Roar! Facing Xiao Yan's grasp, that stream of light rapidly expanded, and in a blink of an eye it turned into a monstrous beast with an extremely large body. Its huge claws made a loud cracking sound, and Xiao Yan slapped it with a slap. Past! Boom! When the fists and palms collided, the ferocious beast suddenly screamed, and the huge body flew out quickly. Seeing the giant beast shot backwards, Xiao Yan smiled and chased after him again. Seeing Xiao Yan chasing after him again, the giant beast burst out with a strong light again, and its body also shrank rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it turned into a figure, and the light dissipated. Xiao Yan was immediately stunned, because there, another Xiao Yan stood in the sky. Interesting, is this the Emperor's medicine pill, and it can still turn into a human shape? Seeing this scene, Xiao Yan couldn't help but shake his head with a smile. If he was allowed to escape from the First Order Imperial Elixir, it might turn into something strange. Of course, the bigger it is possible that other powerhouses would sense the difference, so they directly grabbed a bite and swallowed it. Although the First Order Qian-level medicinal pills of the Emperor's grade have wisdom, their real power cannot be compared with Xiao's. A strong man like Yang competes. Roar! The Emperor-grade medicinal pill that changed into Xiao Yan obviously refused to be easily absorbed by Xiao Yan, so he could only keep roaring at Xiao Yan. Let me go. The Emperor Pin medicine transformed into a shadow of 3,000 silks hanging down. Zana! Xiao Yang murmured as he looked at the Emperor-grade medicine pill in the sky, and couldn't help but feel a little moved. Yueru was also shocked by this sudden scene in the sky. This imperial medicinal pill could actually transform into a human form, but as a girl's intuition told Yueru, Xiao Yang stared at the imperial medicinal pill shop sluggishly. The girl who changed, that girl must have something to do with Xiao Yang. Yueru also stared at the woman with 3,000 silks hanging down in the sky in disbelief, and Yueru's beauty couldn't help but be inferior. Such a change in the sky also attracted a lot of strange eyes. The Emperor-grade medicine pill, even the presence of these master-refining medicine masters, is difficult to see, so when you see this when the medicinal pill could actually turn into a human shape and spit out human words, it was a little amazed. Bang! Xiao Yang was also sluggish for a short time, and the 3,000 thunderbolts smoothly performed to the extreme, appearing in front of Zana like a ghost, and then stretched out his hand to grab it. Zana, wait for me, I will improve my strength as soon as possible and go to find you. Xiao Yang murmured in his heart, and then without hesitation, he attacked the Zana in front of him. Zana seemed to look at Xiao Yang in horror and just wanted to run away, but Xiao Yang had already placed an extremely powerful soul restriction on this world, and the power in his body suddenly weakened. Obviously Xiao Yang he did his hands and feet in the refining flame, and in the blink of an eye, it turned into a dark red elixir. On top of the dark red medicinal pill, the rich medicinal incense was scattered everywhere, and then a young man with a heavy foot on his back reached out and instantly put the dark red medicinal powder into a delicate jade bottle. At this point, the people present are also clear that this imperial medicinal pill has finally been successfully refined. At the main entrance of the Yu family, Mueller and the man in grey smelled the incense that filled the sky, and then slowly raised their heads. Mueller's pupils shrank tightly, and looked at the figure in the sky and said, Xiao Yang? Good boy, let's find it easy, this time even Wu Huan's revenge is avenged. Before Xiao Yang could make a sound, the man in grey next to Mueller stood up out of thin air and complained to Xiao Yang who had just taken the medicine pill. Mueller followed closely, and he was obviously very good at speed, and was not let down by the man in grey. Xiao Yang had just taken the medicine pill, and the aura in his body was not stable. After all, refining medicine pills for a long time would inevitably weaken his own strength, and then he was also attracted by the sudden shouting, and turned his head to look at it. The man in grey suddenly found that the man beside the man in grey was Mueller. Actually chased here. Then Xiao Yan lightly touched the ring with his fingers, and the golden demon puppet that had just been tempered was also ready to take action immediately if the situation went wrong. Above the Yu family compound, Dan Leiyun had just run away, and was enveloped by a group of people again. Among them, Mueller with a bald head and a man in grey are the most notable. Isn't this Mueller? Yueru, who was beside Yu, let out a surprise, because Mueller took advantage of Xiao Yang to sneak attack on Yueru at the bottom of the lake, and she recognized the bald head at a glance. At this time, the people above the Yu family courtyard were clearly divided into two factions. There were a dozen people in Mueller on one side, and only Xiao Yang Yueru on the other. The two leaders of the Mu family seemed to be Mueller, who was in his 30s and 40s, and a man in grey. There were more than a dozen people behind them. Yu was just standing there, and was the focus of the audience invisibly, like a giant pillar. Even if it was a man in grey and Mueller, when he saw him for the first time, you will feel a sense of oppression. This is absolute strength, this person, very strong. This was the first impression of the man in grey and Mueller on Yu, that the person who made his son humiliated was in front of him, and the man in grey had to face the difficulties. Xiao Yang's figure flashed, and Yueru came to Yu's side one after the other. The sudden appearance of the two of them also attracted the attention of the dozen people headed by the man in grey. The grey-clothed man glanced at Xiao Yang and Yueru, a look of surprise flashed in his eyes, and then stared at Xiao Yang. Hand over Xiao Yang. The man in grey shouted at one of the young men. You know each other? Yu was a little angry when she saw these people standing out of thin air. This is the Yu family courtyard, and the sky above the courtyard belongs to a private understanding. These Mu family members obviously didn't take him seriously, so they could not help frowning. Then he turned his head to look at Xiao Yang. There have been a few times. Xiao Yang also said lightly, that day he was able to defeat Mueller in the ruins, not to mention the strength of relying on yin and yang to improve today. The so-called favored man like Mueller has long been gone. Xiao Yang's opponent. But what Xiao Yang didn't expect was that he didn't kill Mueller at the beginning, but instead he kept his hand. Today, such a situation would appear, first Wu Huan, and now Mueller. Are these so-called heaven's pride? Is it a virtue? Xiao Yang child, you hurt my son first, then robbed his crescent moon green fruit, handed over the crescent moon green fruit, and confessed to me, otherwise you won't be able to eat and go today. He sneered. After all, the man in grey also felt Xiao Yang's strength at the peak of the 3-star Do Emperor, but with his late 4-star Do Emperor's strength, this kid was not worth mentioning, full of nonsense. The dignified head of the Mu family would also say such things. The crescent moon green fruit is what my precious daughter and Xiao Yang got. Your family's Mueller plotted against my daughter while she was not paying attention. We have to settle the account carefully. Forget it. Yu also looked at the sky, staring at the Mu family who was also floating above the Yu family compound. At this moment, the man in grey also took off the grey clothes that covered his appearance, and then revealed the exact same appearance as the bald head in the depths of the Warcraft Mountains. The discerning person on the spot could see at a glance that this man in grey is the head of the Mu family. Murray. A real powerhouse of the late 4-star Do Di? Although the Mu family is not as powerful as the Yu family, the Mu family still has some status and power in Wucheng. And it is said that there is still some close cooperation between the Mu family and the Wu family who controls Wucheng, so it is unknown. Murray looked at Yu's tall and burly figure in the air, and couldn't help but feel a little scared. After all, this Yu was a real 5-star fighting emperor. Don't look at the difference between the 5-star Do Emperor and the 4-star Do Emperor, only a small rank, but the real battle is to know that even this small rank is like a gap, and 10 4-star Do Emperor powerhouses may not be able to reach. Got a 5-star duty powerhouse? This is Yu's pride. Of course, he also has his sufficient strength as a premise. Murray also snorted coldly, and then looked at Xiao Yang fiercely regardless of Yu's coercion. Yu was also a little surprised. What exactly did Murray have in mind? This look is obviously that a lot of forces in the family have been dispatched to capture Xiao Yang, but it shouldn't be. He also knows the battle between Xiao Yang and Mueller. Xiao Yang duo didn't kill him, so he wouldn't have formed such a big hatred. Yu frowned, and then suddenly remembered that Xiao Yang severely injured Wu Huan, but Wucheng did not send any strong men to take revenge, that there was no movement at all. This is not like the character of Wucheng's gang who will be punished. So it is. Yu is also a smart person. Looking at the people of the Mu family in front of her, she is also suddenly stunned. The head of the Mu family has no way to teach, so let me take good care of your son for you. Yu also sneered, and then exuded all the momentum. This Yu is very protective of her shortcomings. She didn't expect her daughter to be plotted against by this despicable and shameless villain from Mueller, and she was secretly unhappy. She must teach Mueller a lesson. Outrage your daughter. On the contrary, this Xiao Yan is also considered to be a man of temperament. He protects his daughter from obtaining the crescent moon green fruit, so he will rush this kindness. Yu will definitely not hand over Xiao Yang. Yu's figure, who was still standing in the air just now, came to Mueller's side in an instant and then grabbed it casually. Mueller, who had been somewhat domineering, was actually lifted up by Yu. Then Yu grabbed the corner of Mueller's clothes and returned to his previous position, as if none of this had happened. Damn! Yu, old man, you are mainly arrogant. Because of the strength of Murray's 4-star Do-D in the late stage, he didn't realize what was going on just now. I should ask you this. Intruding into the private domain of my Yu family's land, not only slandering my daughter, but also trying to get my Yu family to hand over my Yu family's dedicated elders. What do you think should be done according to my Yu family's family rules? Carrying Mueller, his eyes stared straight at Mu Lei's group. The strength of the 5-star Do-D powerhouse was instantly released, and then he said loudly. When Murray heard the loud voice, his brows sank slightly. After all, this is the Yu family, and it is the home of others, so they have to lower their posture. At the moment when time stagnated, Mueller felt a hand pulling on the corner of his clothes, and then left next to his father who was just now, and the picture of Xiao Yang and the others appeared in his eyes. Mueller is also a person who is greedy for life and fears death. The strength of his mere 3-star fighting emperor is in the hands of this Yu. Although he was extremely frightened in his heart, he didn't dare to speak out, for fear that if he accidentally made the head of the Yu family unhappy, if he gave him a slap, he would end up. Old Yu man, don't be mad. Murray also found out that his son had left his side in an instant and was caught by Yu, and he immediately shouted. Do-Chi instantly enveloped the whole body, and then turned into a Do-Chi palm print and attacked Yu. Yu snorted coldly, and then the terrifying palm print of fighting Chi was shattered out of thin air, and then, regardless of what happened to the furious Murray, he threw Murray in his hand to Xiao Yang. Let's leave it to you. Then Yu said lightly. Back then, I was kind enough to spare your life, but I didn't expect you to take revenge for your kindness now. If that's the case, then I can't blame me. Xiao Yang also looked at the terrified Mueller and said slowly. The milky white flame in Xiao Yang's hand instantly covered it, and he was about to attack Mueller just now. Father, save me! Mueller also shouted loudly, because he felt a wave of death from Xiao Yang's hand. Just when Xiao Yang was about to start, a piece of white paper wrapped in fiery red Do-Chi slowly rose up on Murray's palm. On the fiery red white paper, there was only the word Wu that stood out. Old Yu, do you know what this is? Murray also shouted loudly. Wuching order? Yu frowned, looking at the blank piece of paper on Murray's palm. As soon as the Wuching order came out, the idlers retreated. We are looking for Xiao Yang. Murray also spoke slowly. Damn, it's actually a martial magic order? Yu also muttered to herself. After all, he is the head of the Yu family, and many things have to be considered for the family. What is the martial city order? Xiao Yang also asked in doubt. Wuching order, in short, is a Wuching wanted order. Once someone is issued a Wuching order, then their Wuhuan people will stop at all costs. Even if you flee to the ends of the earth, you will be hunted down. Yu is also beautiful, eyes slightly wrinkled, did not expect that the people of Wucheng would be so unreasonable. Xiao Yang was stunned. Looking at the white paper on Murray's palm not far away, he also let go of the white paper he was holding in his hand, and the grudge in his body was also working at this moment to cope with the unexpected situation. Because Xiao Yang is also clear with the character of that person in Wucheng who will be punished. If Wu Huan was not killed at the beginning, then there will definitely be today. Mueller also felt that Xiao Yang let him go, and then escaped from Xiao Yang's side as if he was fleeing from a demon, and returned to his father's side, looking at Xiao Yang with a look of schadenfreude. Baisu of the Alchemist Association shook his head, suddenly turned his head to look at Xiao Yang in the distance, and asked in confusion, what's wrong with him? Because Baisu is a pharmacist, his soul perception is much stronger than Yu, so he can perceive it very sensitively, even if Xiao Yang has just finished refining the medicine pill and consumes a lot of vindictive energy, but at this moment the grudge in his body suddenly surged up. What's wrong? Bai Ruo also felt something strange, then looked up at the few people in the sky. It's nothing, I'll help if you can help me in a while. Xiao Yan can have such strength and refining skills at such a young age. I wouldn't believe him if he didn't have a background. Shaking his head, Baisu replied casually, but his eyes were staring at Xiao Yang's back. With Baisu's strength and refining skills, he naturally sensed that Xiao Yang almost killed Wu Huan. Today, he was found by Wu Chengling. Some trouble. Apparently, President Baisu, like Yu, attributed Xiao Yang's strength, refining skills, and fire elves to the powerful forces behind Xiao Yang. In the field, when Murray's previous voice fell, the people who had watched Xiao Yang refining the imperial medicine pills fell into silence, only those eyes mixed with doubts, watching the motionless bye-bye. Wu characters on paper. Murray held the white paper in his hand, and then stared at the back of the thin body with a heavy ruler on his back. A faint vindictive fluctuation was brewing in the palm of his hand. As long as Xiao Yang made any move, he would immediately block it. Down. Above the quiet Yu family compound, the atmosphere was dull and strange. The silence lasted for a while, and the back like a stone sculpture finally moved slightly, and as his figure shook, Murray's eyes narrowed slowly, and his body leaned forward slightly, as if he was about to lean down. He looked at Xiao Yan like an eagle looking for his prey. Master of the Mu family, Mueller fought with me in the ruins. Although I defeated him, I didn't kill him, otherwise he wouldn't be alive and kicking. If the head of the Mu family is worried about this matter, then Xiao Yang also wants to learn something today. The sudden faint voice finally broke the silence above the Yu family compound and made Murray lean forward. Slightly stiff. Countless gazes in the sky shifted again, but now, they all turned to Murray, apparently waiting to see a good show. Ha ha ha, Mu'er's skills are not as good as I recognize, but Xiao Yang, don't think that you can escape by pretending to be confused. What I said is not about Mu'er and you at all. Murray is obviously also an old fox, and he was not fooled by Xiao Yang's change of the topic. Then I don't know what Mu Patriarch said. Xiao Yang also said lightly. Under the watchful eyes of everyone, Murray slowly retracted the white paper in his hand, stared at Xiao Yang grimly, and said solemnly, I don't know if Mr. Xiao Yang has heard that a few days ago, the son of my Wuching martial family met with him in the ruins mountain range. The news of people fighting and being killed? As soon as Murray said this, all the people in Qingcheng who had come to these words suddenly murmured. Wu Huan's status in Wuching is not low, and because of his excellent cultivation talent, his relationship in Wuching is not bad. And it seems that because his father is the master of Wuching, it is rumored that he has been appointed as the next successor of Wuching. It is a pity that this scene has occurred unexpectedly now. Oh, I don't know what Mu Patriarch said. Although Xiao Yang was calm on the surface, he quickly calculated that when he dealt with Wu Huan, he could almost kill him, but because of the appearance of the Soul Clan, Wu Huan was saved. Magic, but I never thought that Wuching would come up with such a way to get rid of himself. Our law enforcement team in Wuching also went to the depths of the Warcraft Mountains to investigate, but the information was very small, only that a mysterious person with great strength appeared, and then killed Wu Huan, but the news about that mysterious person, but we don't have much news. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.